Hi, my name is Paul M. This is a new podcast. I have been doing some recent ones, but this is totally different. I got a new setup and now I'm able to officially do this for real without using some iPad or iPhone or whatever. And I'm going to start posting these on YouTube. We're going to figure out the algorithm and whatnot. I have been doing it in a sobriety vein up until now, and that's why I've decided that to stick with the traditions and the steps of that sobriety scene. And I don't even need to say those two letters that everybody knows. I want to be as respectful to those traditions of that program as much as I can, and that's why I'm not going to be using my last name. I don't need to. I will develop a niche and get my voice out there, and we'll see where it all goes. But even more so than sobriety, this is going to be just a topic by topic podcast, whatever I feel is pertinent at any given time. And it's going to be very spiritual based. I, ever since getting sober a couple of years ago and being in the recovery scene, have I never thought I was going to be the guy who was going to believe in God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit. And yet here I am. I'm wearing the cross. I believe these days. And it's all thanks to getting clean. Everything in my life in just over 2 years since I got clean for real has changed my life exponentially. I couldn't have dreamed of how good my life would become. That doesn't mean that there's not still hard things that go on. You get clean, it's not like, oh, life is just sunshines and rainbows and unicorns and whatnot, some rose-tinted glasses version of life. That's not the truth. That never will be. There are still plenty of struggles that I deal with these days. But I wouldn't take my worst day these days over my best day back then. You know what I meant. I wouldn't go back to that life whatsoever. My life these days is so much better, and even if I have struggles, I learned how to cope with them. And there's this line that I'm reminded of right now where it's like, if you think that real strength is never shown weakness, well, then I'm here to tell you, you're wrong. You're wrong. Real strength comes from exerting and showing vulnerability and just being who you are. And for me, these days, for a long time I was saying it was threefold. I've ended up actually adding a fourth one in, which is kind of what I just mentioned, vulnerability. But it's also humility, ambition, but authenticity. That's the number one for me. Authenticity is first and foremost, and then probably vulnerability, humility, and ambition. Just because I'm authentic, just because I'm humble or vulnerable, does not mean that I can't still be as ambitious as I want. I want good things out of my life. Yet, I gotta know that it's gotta be for the right reason. It's gotta have the right intent behind it. If I'm gonna really believe in God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit, well then I know that whatever I gain in this life, it ain't going with me to that side. And I wanna be the best version of myself that I can ever be on any given daily basis, to be there for my family and my friends, my sober community, whoever it is, so people know that I'm not just some talk out of my ass type guy. I've been very well known throughout my life with people in my life that talk is cheap, actions speak louder. And these days I do everything I can to show it through my actions, show that I'm a better version than I ever was in my active addiction, or even before that. Like, out of that culture of sobriety and whatnot, there's this line of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and how addicts, alcoholics are like that. We're great and then we drink or whatever. For me, even before I ever used, or now that I've been away from it for a couple of years, I still get like that. There's this great line that I have remembered recently. It's a quote from a TV show back in the day, it doesn't matter what. But basically that if you run into an asshole in the morning, you ran into an asshole. If you run into assholes all day, you're the asshole. Now that is the truth for me. Like, maybe there's justifiable reasons, but again, going back to that literature of that program, it's like the Grouch of the brainstorm. I can't be that person anymore. I gotta just speak my truth as best as I can to anybody that I ever come in contact with, whether it be in person, through a podcast, whatever it is, and just to thine own self be true. I'm reminded also of it's Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward and just keep coming back again and again and again, and never say die, never give up, never let the ills of the world beat you down into submission. And yeah, that's going to be a topic that's going to be a big through line of these videos, because that is one thing that I've come to realize. Like, that is I'm a cinephile, and so no wonder I'm trying to get into podcasting and maybe even get a foothold into that world of filmography and whatever. Whether I ever make a big name for myself, it doesn't matter. It's about authenticity. Money, whatever else, acclaim, all those things are great and whatnot, but they don't have real purpose behind them and intent if you're not passionate. And to me, that's the biggest thing that I've ever have to be, and just be me, and whatever comes, it'll come, and I'll be happy to see it. But at the same time, it can't just be for the ends justifying the means. I gotta do the right stuff day to day, and it's also not about, like, people love to think, oh, it's the journey or the destination. To me, I was recently reminded about this thing. Well, actually, I never knew it until I saw a clip. It's Brad Pitt on a Instagram video about how, again, it ain't about the journey or the destination. It's about the company. And for me, that's key. Who am I surrounding myself? Am I surrounding myself with good people, people who actually care about me, and not just some fake old friends or whatever? And yeah, so no, this podcast is going to be just whatever's on my mind at any given time, and I hope that it resonates with you. Thanks.